Well, good evening, race fans, teammates, drivers' families, and anybody else looking forward to this, our finale. It has all come down to this. This is the final round of the Crown E League race and series, and we will be underway for you very shortly. The current standings, I've got hot off the press. We find currently NLR leading on 215 points from TFR on 182, LFR on 167, IRT on 130, and QRT on 127 points. Anyone could finish in any position. I think the win is out of reach, certainly for QRT and for IRT, but the higher placings are within reach for them. Good to see TFR Talent Factory getting plenty of support in the live chat already, and welcome to anybody joining us. Do start the chat, do start the banter, keeps us going fantastically. My name is Webbo. I'm here to take you through the finals as I have been through the vast majority of the Crown E League tournament, and let's just have a quick look. A reminder then that at the very beginning of all of this, we started with two groups and 10 teams overall, and the groups were randomly assigned. And we saw from the first four races in each group, we ended up qualifying with LFR on 190 points versus TFR on, LFR on 194, TF Esports on 190, and NLR qualifying as the highest placed third team on 186. In Group 2, IRT and QRT qualified on 260 and 196 respectively. And then through this three prior rounds of the finals, we reset the points, and actually NLR have been on top ever since the first race of the finals, and that shows us with NLR first of all leading LFR and Talent Factory similarly after round 2, but Talent Factory having a great race last time out and leapfrogging LFR, and obviously very close out there. The point system is as follows: 35 points for a win, 30 points for second place, then 28 for third, 24, then dropping 2 points each in turn down to P11, and then 1 point apiece for the final 10 places. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But you do have to finish to pick up those points. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see exactly how it all works out. I've asked for some volunteers to help me with the live points, or at least the final calculations. But I will be able to give you the final calculations pending any steward inquiry at the end of the broadcast, if I can manage it. But just to check in then with the driver chat, nothing much going on right now. We haven't had our ready up command just yet. Mr. BT is working furiously to make sure everybody's organised in place, and the host, i.e. me, has set up the league, the lobby correctly. I believe I've done my best, and I've asked players to check, but it is very sensible for us all to, of course, double check and triple check that we've got it right. Representing then tonight NLR, we see Sparks, we see Russell, Kart Racer, and Erpek. Representing LFR, Pedro joins us, and Halm, followed by, we have, let me see, Bellini and the Colombian DJ. I'll refer to him as DJ for simplicity's sake. Then on the Talent Factory side, we have Davey and Mika, Shane, and get it right. Come on, Webbo, get it right. Where's the last guy? Kaya. There's Kaya. QRT sees Marlon, one of our finals race winners, joined by Snipes, by Mentos, and if we've got a driver at the bottom of the order there, yes, Kev joins us as well for QRT. IRT represented tonight by Seeb, by Griff. We have Boomyi and Patsa Japsa. That's a difficult one for an Englishman to say. I'll call him Patser tonight, or Pats. So that's your teams. That's how we see things. The points after round 3 are in the chat. Hi to Lesty, joining us on his holiday. Hi to Luke Lira, Luca, Mila, Mika and Lars, and everybody else who joins us for this epic final. We've had some cracking races, and hopefully this race around Brazil will be no different. Stay tuned for the result of qualifying, which sees the drivers usually hyper competitive and super close. Everybody's going for it. Harley's here, as is De Whitechow as well, cheering on LFR. LFR getting a lot of love in the live chat, so TFR as well. But where's the love for NLR? Where's the love for Talent Factory and particularly IRT as well? It's not great so far. There we go. Some love for IRT from Senna from Edits, and we're at the Sao Paulo track, of course, for this final. Scene of many a great league race and real race, of course, as well. I do believe this is real racing, not to cheapen anybody's race experience. I mean, on track versus virtual. Let's keep it that way. Phelan says up the NLR. Yeah, excellent stuff, Phelan. Let's get the support in. Let's get the best wishes to the drivers. Predictions then for pole. Who's going to take it tonight? Erpic has been epic. I think he needs to change his name. Sparks is quick, but Mika, Kart Racer and Davey, Russell as well will be sure to challenge at the top of the standings. And it looks like one of our first green cars is out there. Unfortunately, the icon colours for TFR and NLR are very similar. It's Russell out there, first on track. So we'll see how the track preparations go for him. Yeah, I think if Erpic has a similarly dominant display tonight as he did in round 1 and round 3 of the finals, I think he needs to change his name to NLR Epic. But that's just my suggestion. I would love to see 2 of our most dominant winners, Marlon versus Erpic. If we can get away with it and get hold of the drivers in time to do it, I'd love to see who can prosper from all of that. I'm waiting for a weather update from our drivers as well, but because of this short Brazilian Sao Paulo racetrack, the first warm-up lap is almost done from Russell, and he's out there and he's attacking the racetrack, taking a very wide line on the entry, very esports-esque, straddling that white line for a maximum entry point for turn 1, curve 1, then the Esto Senna and Curva do Sol now, the long sweeping left-hander, taking a nice straight line, heading down towards the breaking point of the Descida do Lago and into the place there. We've got a 5-place penalty for Davey for a collision with Sparks already on the track as Russell throws the car into Ferradura La Rainha, and now the SA right-hander, very quickly followed by Pinheirino, and then almost a copy of the same corner is Bico de Pato, followed by Mergulho. Everything going to plan so far for Russell. One more braking zone on the track. That's Yun Sao. He's obviously got a purple sector here. Slight correction on the exit, but the track is at its worst right now, and it will be getting better and better. He's on medium tyres, so this will be a good banker lap, but perhaps not the absolute ultimate. It's a 107.659 on medium tyres for Russell, and congratulations to him. Everybody's out there and going for it tonight. I love to see a track full of cars on the very start of qualifying. People know, of course, that traffic, it can be a problem. Helm goes second, 107.695 from Patser on a 108.158. Not seen Patser before in my commentary on this league. As Mika gets a new pole position from Kart Racer, quickly joined on the front row there by Shane, and then Davey, Talent Factory, taking over the top standings. Davey a 106.762, Mika, Shane, Kart Racer, Sieb, Boomty and Griff make it an IRT 567. Beautiful, good to see. But Erpic looks to be cooling the tyres, looks to be perhaps not on a lap right now. And we'll join Pedro and see if he can string this lap together. He's got an IRT driver in front of him. I've got some rumours of some swerving from Davey causing a problem with Sparks. And Tony joins us, says Vamos LFR, and good to see Alex here as well. Tune into Alex's commentary. He's a great commentator and representative of NLR. Pedro then 107.296, and Sparks has managed to get out there to see. We've got Marlon, one of our race 2 of the finals winner. Marlon has gone 3rd place for QRT, somewhat outperforming his teammates as per, you might say. But Sparks is looking for some clear track. He's got Mentos who just went past him. Sparks struggling to find some clear air out there today. He's got a lot of pace underneath him, the young Sparks, but can he unlock it in this qualifying session with his teammates watching on? Everybody's here to enjoy this one. Davey with a counterclaim in the driver chat I can monitor right now, asking Sparks what he's doing. So definitely a difference of opinion as Sparks goes through the first Esta Senna, and now the Curva do Sol is dealt with, and he screams the car down the Reta Reposta, the second straight on the track, as they get into now Decido de Lago. That looked pretty quick. He's gone on soft tyres immediately. A quick downshift followed by a short shift up as we go into Ferradura La Rainha. This lap looking strong from Sparks so far. Of course, it's very short. Russell's already out for his 2nd attempt. Erpik goes 2nd on a 106.800. Now everyone having put some of them setting medium lap runs for their first time. It's now time for the soft runs. I don't think anybody is going to feel comfortable on medium tyres tonight. Marlon says all dry tonight, all dry. So you don't see that very often here in Brazil, but a nice, fair, clean fight for the drivers as Sparks goes towards the line. What is this time going to be? It's a P4. P4 on a 106.921, and we currently have every single driver, even after the first 1 or 2 runs here, every single driver within 0.9 of a second, and that just goes to show exactly what our drivers' quality level is like here. Russell starts his outlap, and we join him on board. I don't mean to give the NLR boys exclusive rights to the qualifying onboards, and we'll see how long he stays valid. It's definitely all gone wrong through Curva do Sol, so a reset, a try again, potentially. Let's go see a Talent Factory driver up. Let's go up there and see what Mika is up to on his outlap. Alex says these gaps, mind blown. Yeah, it is crazy tight, and actually I think it's going to get tighter still at the top of the standings. Mika then from 3rd place for the Talent Factory team. These guys know how to qualify. I think if there has been a weakness, it has been qualifying pace versus race pace. There is a point for fastest for pole position, but only 1 or 2 points, I believe. It's not huge, the difference there. Need to factor that into my calculations, actually, don't I? Yes, pole position 1 point. 1 point for pole position. Mika through first sector safely into Bico di Pato now. Lucas says LFR fire fuego fuego. Down into Yunsao, it's a purple middle sector, it's 2/10 faster. It's enough to get a provisional pole for Mika here. He's on track, he's on target. Helen Montoya says saludos a Colombian DJ. We've got DJ currently, well, Mika, new pole position, new pole for Mika from kart racer now. Shane is finishing his in-lap, I believe. What's Marlon up to? Very quick driver indeed, has tended to qualify in the mediums previously, and an invalidation for Marlon as he's pushing the envelope. Here we go, some teamwork going on for Talent Factory as Kaya follows Davey. Davey helps Kaya along to a pole position time of 106.599. We are at about 1.1 second field spread for 20 drivers. That's right, do not adjust your sets. 20 drivers within 1.1 seconds. We've got Pedro on track as well, following behind Halm. You know, these guys have worked together well. He got a little toe up there. Sad to see Halm go in the pits, but Pedro crosses the line, improves but not by much. DJ from Colombia is P7, Halm is in P8, then Pedro and Bellini 15th and 17th for LFR. And who else do we see out there pushing? We've got Erpik slowing actually right now, unfortunately, and Davey I think is on a lap, but he's got some cars ahead of him, one of which is an IRT car, one of which is an LLR car. There's Erpik trying to get out of everybody's way. Lots and lots of love for LFR here tonight, which you'll love to see. Davey, not sure he's on target for particularly special lap right now. I think just on a warm-up lap, as I believe it has been Erpik. So the track being so short does lend itself to drivers having a go at a double stack lap. So Erpik will take the next lap opportunity here. Of course, they will start on these tyres, so adding an extra lap of life onto your soft tyres is not ideal by any stretch of the imagination. Erpik then closing out the first sector, nearly 600ths faster. Erpik going wrong, unfortunately. What about Davey though? We'll get an update on his lap shortly. Hope you're enjoying the coverage already tonight. We still have 7 minutes of qualifying before the checkered flag. Make sure you've liked the video today. I would say subscribe to the channel, but at least follow us on socials at the Cranny League and at Webbo Red 5. As Davey now towards the final sector of the lap. He is positive on the Delta. He's heading towards the line. No, he's going to go into the pits. Not good enough, he feels. Not good enough. Marlon is pole position provisionally. As I've said before, on 106.592. 7 thousandths further back comes Kaya, and it's that close at the very top. We've got some outlaps going on. We've got Halm, I believe, on a lap himself right now as well. So let's follow Halm. Harley says he's hearing something about rain. Well, I've had a update from Marlon to suggest it's going to be dry. We join on board and I can't see any rain just yet, but if you see rain on the camera, or if there's a PS5 user who manages to get a better view on it than I do, I'll definitely take correction on that. Backed up actually by Luca, who says he's hearing about some rain rumours too. So is that just in qualifying or is that in the race? Because that's going to make life very interesting come our race time. But we still have just under 6 minutes to go of this qualifying session. Marlon leads Kaya and Mika. Kart race at the highest of the NLR drivers, and that's unfortunate for them at least. They are looking to try and get themselves the win here tonight. They lead the championship as Halm crosses the line, goes straight up to P3, and that's what we like to see. A nice mix of teams at the top of the standings. Mika is on a lap and he's 400ths faster. Did he manage to rescue that? He did. He went just over the line, but because it was under braking, kept the lap alive as far as he can. Marlon still 7 thousandths of a second separate first and second. Mika has had enough. He's not going to do it. What about Kart Racer though? Goes towards the line. Kart Racer up to P3 for NLR. 106.611. The gaps are ridiculously close now. Just the slightest bit over 1 second separating the whole field. Mika heading towards the line just on his warm-up lap right now. But it looks like Talent Factory have brought their Brazil specialists to the game tonight. They're all up there, all 4 drivers in the top 7. That's pretty handy. Who else have we got currently running? I think Kaya. Let's join Kaya as he challenges to try and find that 7 thousandths of a second. Well, he needs 8 thousandths, technically, doesn't he? Because if he sits the same exact time as Marlon, he will be behind him on track, on the grid anyway. Alex says rain. Alex says rain. and he's seen it already. Kaya could not improve. And is that the portent? There it is, indeed. I can actually now finally see it on my screen. Rain, yes, on track. They will have about 1 lap's grace before the rain takes effect on the actual grip levels. It's that psychological rain right now for the drivers as Davey is improving 7/100ths of a second faster. That looked a little bit clumsy as the car bottomed out through Decido do Lago into Ferradura and La Regina. He goes. Good positive lap so far for Davey. 1 retirement from Seb anyway already. IRT going to start from the back end of the grid tonight, but we'll have all the strategic options to play with. And you don't need to worry too much about double stacking with your own teammate when you use the custom cars here. You're randomly assigned a teammate in the pits. Very difficult to control for that, so just go for your main strategy. Davey then, will he manage to get an improvement from P8? Davey up to P4 on a 106.669 and very close. Erpic up to P5 now. Excellent stuff to see. I'm not sure Sparks is going to be happy starting in the position he's in at the moment. Bellini is correcting the car. However, I must say that the lap will look scrappier from an LFR driver because they are transatlantically connecting to us via server from South America. So it is slightly uncomfortable watching, and it's not always quite as jerky as perhaps it looks on the camera. The rain not worsening just yet, so perhaps there's the opportunity to improve for drivers further down the order, and Bellini is 0.2 of a second faster. That could be enough to gain a place on the grid. Lots of retirements coming in with 2 minutes to go. Drivers deciding there is no point running. We might curtail our qualifying session even further shortly, but Bellini for the line then gains 1 place up to P18. And smartly done from Bellini, maximising his opportunities now. We've got several drivers in the pits, no one venturing out just yet. Sparks heads to the line then. Will he complete this lap and go quicker than 12th? Sparks crosses the line. He does go quicker than 12th, but a very modest improvement. He takes 11th place, which is not a bad place to start the race if you can't make the top 10. 11th, the first choice of strategic options. The fastest times, I do believe, all set on soft tyres. So this looks to be set up for something pretty special. 0.8 of a second it is that separates first from 20th, and I have commentated over league races where the top 3 or 4 drivers are separated by as little, so it is very, very special out there. Hope you're enjoying it. Hope you've already liked the video. If you haven't, why on earth not? Let me check this out. We've got loads of time for people to like the video now. Come on, let's do it. Let's help out Leslie and Mr. BT, who are running the league tonight, to get a little bit of love from YouTube. A very small thing you can do to help us out here. And this, a reminder, this is the very final race in the Crown E League. With 30 seconds to go in qualifying, I don't think anybody is going to venture out, and even if they did now, it would be to nothing. So it looks like Marlon for QRT will beat Talent Factory's Kaya and NLR's Kart Racer to the pole, but by a tantalisingly small amount of time. Davey, Erpic, Halm, Mika, Russell, Shane, Snipes, Sparks, DJ, Mentos, Pedro, Seb, Kev, Boomyi, Bellini, Griff and Patsa making out the grid. So we join Sparks as he pits from the soft tyres. The rain is falling, and hopefully everybody will now retire for us, and we can get ourselves on track and get racing. If you want to check out the current championship standings, check the top of the live chat. But Marlon, as a confirmation then for QRT, takes the pole by 7 thousandths and Kart Racer misses out by 12 hundredths from the second place. Kaya in the middle for Talent Factory. It goes QRT, TFR, NLR, TFR, NLR, LFR with Davey, Erpic and Helm. Then followed by Mika, Russell, Shane, Snipes, Sparks, DJ, Mentos, Pedro, Seb, Kev, Boomyi, Bellini, Griff and Patsa. Looking forward to it. I'm glad to see everybody excited for the race. I mean, you haven't got long to wait now. It's almost there. It's almost ready. We're about to get going. I believe we set the lobby to say perfect forecast, and people are surprised that there's rain. So presumably, Jeff didn't let anybody know that rain was on its way, I'm afraid. Well, we've got sharp shadows and bright sunshine out there in the paddock area for this Grand Prix start, at least. What I'm hoping for is not a massive DRS train, but we may well get a long DRS train here as we take on esports around Brazil. Sao Paulo track does tend to give us that kind of racing, but hopefully you will bear witness to a tremendous race. 37 comments already, you guys, and thanks for all the engagement so far. It's an absolute pleasure to take part in this championship, and I hope you are enjoying yourselves at home, cheering on your team. Last chance now through the formation lap to give me your predictions for the race and your tell me who's going to win the championship, who's got the race win. Will Marlon or will Erpek go head to head? And they've demonstrated dominant displays between the two of them in these finals. And Marlon, uncharacteristically here, starting from pole, starting on the prime strategy, and possibly on for a good one. We may well get that head-to-head between Marlon and Erpek we've all been waiting for, but hopefully a nice clean fight for everybody. Medium tyres, the selection for everybody who could make that choice, apart there from DJ and from Boomyi. Sparks was relegated after making contact, I think, with Davey, so there may be a protest on that particular penalty. QRT start first, 10th, 12th and 15th. Talent Factory second, 6th, 8th and 9th. NLR 3rd, 4th, 7th and 16th. LFR 5th, 11th, 13th and 18th. And IRT starting mostly from the back overall, 14th, 17th, 19th and 20th, but the margins are tight. The times in qualifying were crazy tight, and will be underway for you very shortly here at the Crown E League. Thanks to everybody for your engagement so far. Keep it up. Let me know if you see anything that you spot on screen that I'm not, especially in terms of the grid tower, that I'm not commenting on. I've only got one pair of not particularly great eyes, but hopefully I can do justice to these tremendous drivers as they gather on the grid. Let me also know who your favourite livery is, especially if you can vote for one that is not your own. So Marlon on the outside from Kaya and Kart Racer behind him. They will take 36 laps around this gorgeous Sao Paulo track very shortly. Will be underway for you as all the drivers tick the box. And here we go then. 5 lights on and they're out immediately. They're away. And Kaya, Kart Racer, trying to get a good position on the pole sitter. It looks like some battling going on between Kart Racer and Kaya as they go through the Estor Senna. Completely over the curb goes Kaya as Kart Racer gets on by, and now Erpek behind him, hounding him with a better exit. Some moves to the inside as they try to squabble over position as they get into the Tecido del Lago. It is Marlon, Kart Racer, Kaya, Erpek, Mika and Shane. Helm in 7th place, playing a lone game out there for LFR. Lots of movement in the rear of the field, which I will catch you up with shortly, as Helm is going for a speculative move down into the SA corner. And the Talent Factory guys, the NLR guys, with a move there up the inside of Erpek goes Mika beautifully into SA, and they stay side by side. Erpek now defending from Shane, needs to tuck back in and try and regather himself, get back on the proper racing line. But it's going to be close as they head up towards now the first 3 corners. Once again, that was lap 1 And we are underway, and we've had battles already. Here comes Erpik trying to retaliate on Mika down the inside. Erpik holding on to the inside line, but Mika, a big bash of wheels between the two drivers, allows both Shane and Halm to go screaming on by. And it's all gone wrong. Hard racing between Erpik and Mika. And we've seen that before, as this is allowing Marlon to get by. Take a look at the action through Desida del Lago. Russell trying to find his way around everybody and keep his rear wing intact as he gets past Erpik. Big launch up the inside goes Erpik against his teammate. Be careful, boys, we don't want to see another NLR clatter. And now Snipes is sniping onto Sparks, who's gained loads of places. Sparks already up to P10. So it is Marlon from Kart Racer, Kaya and Shane. Looks like Kaya catching Kart Racer. His last chance now to make headway under just slipstream, as the DRS will be enabled as they go over the start-finish straight this time, but they won't get it until the Reta Reposta, as long as we avoid any caution period on this early lap. We've seen DJ and Sieb head into the pits already, and tremendous start from lots of the teams. Great to see already here. 4 places up for both Shane and Davey, 7 for Erpik. Sparks has dropped back slightly from where he was before, but is in 12th place, 4 up from his starting position. Kaya is chasing down Kart Racer for 2nd place, but Marlon is trying to put the gap on everybody out front. We see a drop down for DJ by 7 places. He's now got by Patzer as well, who I believe has stopped again. And a terrific, frantic first 2.5 laps we've seen, as now they settle down and try to save those tyres. I see some calls here that there might have been glitches, but how did they avoid contact? I have no idea. Fastest lap being traded now. Davey holds it temporarily. Erpik in the pits. Erpik in the pits on 2-lap-old soft tyres. Very interesting decision there, but possibly some damage to repair after contact with Mika in the first 3 corners. I can see Boomyi has gained lots of places, but is now defending from a driver to the inside, is he? I hate that camera. That trackside camera choice on Desida del Lago is incredibly annoying. But I try my best to get you. I'm trying to keep up with the live chat, but forgive me, it's a struggle. Sparks P11, the highest placed medium driver, as you would expect, after the speed he showed in qualifying and throughout this championship so far. So in a good place. And I see a prediction coming in live chat from Militar Focaro saying the podium will be Pedro, Sparks and Bellini. Brave choice there. Marlon is only half a second up the road from Kart Racer at the front, followed by Kaya just a little bit further back. Here comes Kart Racer. Has he got a good run on Marlon? He's not close enough. I think he's being patient here. He could have gone for a move there maybe, but he's waiting for the next opportunity on the DRS. Marlon didn't manage to put the gap on the rest of the field that he was hoping, and now Kart Racer will try and get Marlon as they go towards Desida del Lago for the 5th time in race conditions. I'm hearing about glitches, but the race running pretty smoothly as far as I'm concerned, so I don't think it's glitched for everybody or enough to restart. So we will call it as we see it tonight. So Marlon from Kart Racer and Kaya, Shane, Davey and Mika with no real glitch issues going on here at all. Davey and Mika about to trade places, you feel. Sorry, Davey and Shane very close to each other. 3 Talent Factory cars together on track with Kaya ahead of them. 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th go Talent Factory. So NLR really needing their drivers to move up the field as this race progresses to defend that lead in the championship. There goes a double move past Shane of Davey and Mika, but look at Halm getting in the mix and actually getting Shane as they try to coordinate that move. Let's go up to the lead though, as Kart Racer has got by Marlon going down the Reta Reposta. And away they go. Lap 6 of 36. Can't believe it's gone this far already. Big battle going on between Mika Halm, Shane and Russell. Bit further back from the lead as the leading 3 cars have gapped Davey, Mika Halm, Shane and Russell. Let's join Marlon, who will be very keen to get the lead back. He's half a second back as they exit Yun Sao. That stretches out to 7/10 as Kart Racer has got good traction out of the Yun Sao corner and good top line speed. Marlon catching back down, but only as far as 6/10 as they close in on each other. In fact, I think Kaya got the better out of that exchange. Possibly Marlon set up with slightly more downforce, which will help him through these 3 corners and the preparation for the Reta Reposta as they now condense back together again, heading into Decido del Lago, turn 4. But no joy for the leading group. Mika follows behind Davey. Mika in 5th place here, and a nice tight battle developing for 4th position. The field spread out slightly. You've got the leading 3, followed by the next 5 drivers, and then a gap to the next group. Sparks, the leader of that next group in P9 on medium tyres, has got by Snipes and Boot Me on softs. So Sparks in a good place at the moment, not too far away from the lead. Maybe 7 or 8 seconds. Could well make that up with the split strategy across the NLR team. Kart Racer leads from Marlon, from Kaya and Davey. The problem for Kaya is that Marlon has DRS in front of him, and that's true for the rest of the drivers. Mika gets by Davey, and Mika up to P4 now on those soft tyres. 7 laps so far into the soft run. Here comes Halm with a good run as they head towards Decido del Lago, but not quite there. Not sure where to look. The gaps are so very tight across the field. Very difficult. We will obviously spend our time looking at the big points on offer. Remember, 35 for a win from 30 for 2nd place. 26 for a 3rd place, I believe it is. And we'll be... We'll be sure to try and take you through. Kaya struggling on the exit there. You saw the car move around after Mergulo. It's a low traction area, usually needed to short shift significantly, but Kaya getting the better out of Yun Sao versus Marlon now, chasing him down. Marlon using the middle of the track, just telling Kaya, I know you're there. Don't have a go, because I know exactly where you are. And they close in again. This time Marlon, 1/4 second back from Kart Racer. He will have the overspeed advantage, but Kaya slightly quicker still. Marlon definitely slower than Kaya in a straight line, with DRS enabled for both drivers as the top 3 scream through Decido del Lago and now into Ferradura. Let's check out this battle for 4th place as it unfolds. Remember, 4 drivers in each team contribute to the points. We still have 20 runners after lap 9. Which is absolutely great to see. Despite claims of a glitch or issue, we do still have 20 runners going. Absolutely love to see it. Here comes Kaya. As Alex says, double overtake possible. You're not wrong. It is definitely on the cards here. Kaya with a great run out of Yun Sao. Does anybody dive into the pits early? No. Kaya forced to the outside as Marlon takes the middle of the road position. Kaya with a late move, but it doesn't quite pay off, and he manages to gather the car back under control. What of Mika and Davey as they head back through the corners? No change of position, so let's focus on the lead here. Kaya starts the Reta Reposta just under 0.2 seconds away. He can't get away past Marlon. It is just too difficult, but he's piling on the pressure, and Marlon knows that the slightest little incident, the slightest incorrect positioning of the car, and it'll be right down the inside will Kaya. NLR, QRT and Talent Factory, your podium at the moment. I've got a feeling, I can't confirm this, but I've got a feeling that NLR are struggling for points here against Talent Factory to take the overall win as things stand. Got a complaint about Sparks having dropped down to 13th position from Harley. Good catch, Harley, thanks for that. Sparks dropping down. There's plenty of racing left to make up for an error though. Here comes Marlon for the lead of the race. Gets a great run on Kart Racer and takes the lead once again. Resumes the lead in lap 11. Come on, lap 11 of 36. What will Kaya do here on the way out of Curva do Sol? He's telling Kart Racer, I'm going to have a go, but he's not close enough. He's got better grip though, Kart Racer, using those tyres perhaps more. You can see the level of grip Kaya has got on the car. He needs to avoid swerving around behind the driver in front, because his front aero will wash out if he does that. But Marlon back in the lead on lap 11. Then the next group, Mika, Davey, Halm, Shane and Russell. I wonder who will pit first out of this leading 9 cars. We have a penalty on the board for Mika, just a 3-second penalty. That's going to affect the TFR overall standings, of course. Kaya is right underneath Kart Racer here. I don't know, I think he's waiting. Looks like he's waiting for the next opportunity. It is Marlon in the pits at the end of lap 12 who goes for the first pit stop. He'll be looking for a nice gap to come out into and get some clear air as Kart Racer and Kaya then take the lead of the race respectively. Further back from this group, there's the next 5 drivers all locked together. So has Marlon pitted too early, or has he pitted just at the right time ahead of everybody else and is managing to defend from the potential undercut? Let's go see where Marlon finds himself. He's got a QRT driver in front of him who needs to get right out of his way immediately, and I think he does. Here comes Marlon then against Griff. Marlon picks the outside. Perhaps he could have used the inside through Ferradora and dives down the inside into the SE corner. Leaves a little bit of space on the inside of Pinerino just in case the IRT driver is still there, but he's cleared the cars he needs to immediately. He's got those mediums up to temperature, and it's push, push, push for Marlon, as he will not be a stranger to this kind of tactic. Kaya pits from second on the grid, so Kart Racer on his own in the lead, and we'll see whether the undercut or the overcut is more powerful. Those next 5 drivers obviously stretching the stint, but Halm looking rough through the S do Senna and out of the Curva do Sol. I think he's going to be under a challenge from Shane. Erpic with a 10-second time penalty for Erpic. Is it all going wrong for NLR? They've led the championship since the restart point of the finals, and Erpic with a massive penalty down there in P18, and it's not what we're used to seeing from Erpic whatsoever. So a big rescue effort needed from the boys of NLR to try and rescue this championship. It's fading away at this point, and I hope that that they can accelerate back towards the front of the grid. Sparks is on it. He's got past Mentos. He knows Marlon is not far behind, and it's all to play for Sparks. Remember, on those medium tyres, to try and make a medium soft run work. Kart Racer pits now. And what about this following group, as in comes Shane and Russell stays out. So Shane will compare himself directly with the other driver. What about, let's have a look down at Marlon. Can he get out of the, can he stay out on track ahead of the next driver? Mentos hands him a toe and an easy place gained, and he's right back behind Sparks. But where is Marlon going to come out relative to Kart Racer? I think he's going to beat him. Mentos making a lot of headway now. Sparks, if the engineer is working hard, the engineer for the NLR team will tell Sparks he needs to hold up Marlon. This is the time of the race where Sparks could do the favours to his teammate Kart Racer up front. Marlon is going for the outside move, and Sparks absolutely alive to it. He knows what he's doing, and he stays in the middle of the track, and at least he's able to slow him until the next DRS zone here down in P9, and this could open the door you can see Kart Racer in 11th, and you can see Kaya having lost out massively down to 14th and stuck now behind a driver, Snipes, who is on aged soft tyres. Alex says quite possibly Erpik made a mistake and was off the track for so long it cost him a 10-second penalty. That's definitely a possible explanation, or a massive corner cut is another one. But Marlon breezes on by Sparks. Nothing Sparks could do about that, and Marlon looking nailed on for a win if all goes well. Mentos and Kart Racer fight as they reverse the NLR versus QRT challenge on the exit of turn 1, and Kart Racer up behind Sparks now, can see his teammate up ahead of him, and he needs to help Sparks come forward as he overtakes him and starts to challenge Marlon, who is now just over a second behind Bellini, who's made his way up to P4 on the medium tyres. Kev has had a massive first stint. 14 laps on the medium tyre takes him up to P3, and we're starting to get into the range of the medium soft strategy. In another few laps, the medium drivers will stop. DJ stopped for hard tyres right at the start of the race, as did Sieb, but we're still waiting on our main pit stops to take effect. 2 more penalties have been awarded to drivers. That is 5 seconds for Shane, 10 seconds for Erpik, and here we go then with a big battle developing. Bellini down the inside of down the inside of Marlon. Down the inside of Kev with Marlon behind, as there goes Bellini up to P3 against Marlon and Kev now. Here comes the NLR boys, Sparks and Kart Racer trading places in the background, and we see they're planning the next victim will be Kev for Kart Racer and Sparks. Stops, about half the field of stops so far. Marlon and Bellini fighting, as you see from the seat of Kev. But safely by goes Marlon, now back up to P3. 3 laps into his medium stint to try and see him to the end of this race. Kev running wide, and you can tell his tyres absolutely at the end. Halm and Boomyi are getting the Perez Award right now for tyre conservation. 15 laps on the soft tyre. In comes Halm. What does Boomyi do? Is he staying out as Marlon is closing in? Yes, Marlon now back into the lead on lap 17 of 36, and commanding this race from the off, from qualifying even. Down the inside of Mentos and Kev goes Sparks. Sparks up to P3, so looking like he's still got plenty of life in those medium tyres. What on earth happened to Kart Racer as he drops down to 10th place? Kart Racer, yeah, Alex, just as I say that, Alex comments that Kart Racer's dropping down. Erpik has got wheel issues, apparently, a mechanical at home. It still happens in virtual racing. Looks like it's bad news for NLR. Who would have placed Sparks as the top NLR driver after qualifying? Just shows how things turn around. TFR currently driving in 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th altogether, with NLR in 3rd, 11th and 12th. That 3rd place could be crucial if Sparks or one of the other drivers can hold on to the big points out there. Marlon for QRT getting many respectable points for the QRT team. You would almost say the majority of the points for the QRT team coming from Marlon at the moment. But Sparks P3 challenging Bellini, gets down the inside. Very positive move from Sparks. So it takes 2nd place, 17 laps into this medium stint. Yeah, I have no explanation for Kart Racer, I'm afraid. Maybe his Jeff tonight will tell us. Sparks, no! Sparks turns round as he's done all the hard work, and he turns the car around in Descida del Lago. That could be the very end of NLR's challenge for this win tonight. Can't believe the luck NLR are struggling with, and Sparks with tyre issues. Spins again, a nice 360, but he won't be satisfied with style points. Unfortunately, Sparks round and down in 13th now before the pit stops even begin. Heartbreaking, but what about QRT up to now 1st, 2nd and 4th? with 2 pit stops to make, but Marlon having it all his own way. And it looks like Mika, Kaya, Shane and Davey all on track for a good result as well. Griff is being swamped by Talent Factory team in its entirety. Will they all get past him on this straight? Just 2 of them, so perhaps the next straight as an opportunity. No, round goes Kaya. A possible window of opportunity for NLR as Kaya makes a mistake, and a double mistake from Kaya, unfortunately. Exactly what we saw from Sparks and Kaya tripping down the order. It is Shane, the next one to challenge Griff. Can't believe what's going on in front of my eyes here as Mika now next to challenge Mentos. Griff holding up the Talent Factory boys and doing the job for the NLR team, no less. Sparks has gone in the pits for soft tyres, the first of the soft tyre options to the end of this race. Down the inside into the SA corner, and a little squabble goes Davey over Griff. That allows, I think, Kart Racer to pounce. Yes, and Russell and Kart Racer doing their best not to run into each other. Russell tries to get the underneath the driver of Griff, who's holding on to those medium tyres as long as he dares. Here comes Russell though, down to the inside. Should be job done. Needs to avoid a situation such as we saw with Kaya. So Russell up there in the order, but Marlon sprinting away at the front of this order. There goes Mika past Mentos into Desida do Lago using the DRS. There is so much action going on, I cannot keep up with it. This is incredible stuff from the Crown E League finale. Hope you're enjoying it if you're neutral in the crowd. But Shane, the next one to challenge QRT's Mentos. Kev and Bellini will jump backwards in the order once they pit, as will presumably Mentos, but a safety car could throw the spanner in the works as we go with 16 laps to go. Down the inside goes Shane on Mentos, an unusual place to make an overtake. He's now got the outside line through Megulio, and he will have the same situation through Yun Sao. Decides that being behind in the DRS detection might be more of an advantage, and goes down the inside with great traction out of the corner of Yun Sao and Subida dos Box, and away down the start finish line goes Shane, then past, as does Davey. Mentos, I believe, dropping 3 places in the space of 2 corners, and Russell and Davey argue over 5th position. And it is action, 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 no problems as we've seen in races previous with massive DRS trains. Mika gets by into 2nd place now. Kev struggling on those tyres. He'll be dying for a pit stop and hoping that his soft tyres last him to the end. Sparks down in 19th place, so our championship leading NLR team currently riding in 6th, in 8th, in 14th with a 10-second penalty, and 19th with an unspecified yet penalty of 3 seconds. So it's yeah, not looking promising for NLR, but like I say, I'll give you a provisional result at the end of the race if I can. If anyone else fancies having a go for me, that would be great. But Marlon leads 7.2 seconds at the front of this grid. You can see it on the track map. He's just crossed the line, and Mika in 2nd, so far behind. Now Kev, Shane and Davey, as we see a pit stop there from Kev. And we should have then everybody pitted to the end, I believe now, with the exception. Yeah, I think everyone should be pitted to the end. Maybe Erpek will need to pit once more. But let's take a quick look while we have a slight pause in frantic action at the places gained through the race. Bellini looking at 10 places up. Mika up 4. Shane and Davey up 5 and Russell up 2. Big loser so far, Haum down in 16th. I haven't caught on to exactly what happened to Haum either, but we've seen a very snakes and ladders type of race for Sparks, for Erpek. Erpek currently down 8 places from his start, but in 12th. Yeah, Alex, I have done a Google Sheet for everyone in the driver chat in Discord. If you can access it, I can send it you if you want, but that would be really useful if you can for me. Marlon 6.5 seconds now as Mika starts to catch the car in front. Bellini gets by Snipes before Yun Sao. Snipes going all kinds of off the track there. taking a very creative line through the corners. What about Davey and Shane, as they are locked together as teammates? Into Descida del Lago they go for the 23rd time of asking. Halm with a new fastest lap. Has he put softs on? Let's have a quick look. Is that a tyre advantage deal? It is. Yeah, Halm with those points he gets by his teammate Halm. Talent Factory could steal this at the very end of the championship. It doesn't matter if how long you lead the championship for. If you have a nightmare of a race, it could all be over. But Marlon just showing what kind of quality he has. 3 Talent Factory drivers in the top 4 at the moment. Absolutely fantastic driving from these guys. Russell behind them, looking for an opportunity, piling on the pressure, goes for a late look down the inside. That's a quick way to get rid of your nose. And he backs out of it just in time. What does Russell do here? He's derating, so he shouldn't have a lot of overspeed versus the cars in front. Shane absolutely helping Davey defend from Russell here by keeping him. Marlon then on lap 24 leads Mika, Shane and Davey, Russell, Kart Racer and Kaya. That should be good now, Alex, to give you access to the spreadsheet. Oh wow, Russell looking very racy on the way into turn 1, but he can't do it. Lucas says QRT are huge. Well, QRT driven by Marlon is huge, but the rest of the team somewhat down in the order at the moment. All on soft tyres though, they've all gone for that split strategy, apart from Marlon, which Marlon made his own in race 2 of the finals, which you can catch up on this channel, of course. Russell could not be any closer to the back of Davey. Griff moves up past Snipes as well. And Marlon's gap just dropping slightly here as Mika starts to unlock some pace. So, oh, Russell with a sideways moment out of the Bico di Pato, lets his teammate Kart Racer by. Unfortunately, not intentionally. And now Kart Racer with a correction. So the grip levels for those NLR cars dropping significantly through this race. Unfortunately, NLR, remember, leading the championship as they were through all 3 previous rounds of this reset finals group. But Talent Factory on for a great result out here in 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 7th positions. There goes Davey. Now that he hasn't got an NLR driver behind him, he and Shane swap places into Descida del Lago. Mika is some near 3 seconds up the road from his teammates. So let's see, while that driver tries to catch up, Halm is passing Griff up for 11th place. Nice smooth move from Halm. Erpic and Sparks find each other at least in similar positions on the track, though some 11 seconds apart. Soft tyres for Sparks in 17th. It's going to be difficult to get a good race out of this one unless Ben Mailander has a little bit of something to say tonight. Shane, 6/10 behind his teammate Davey, needs to stay within that 1 second window because the NLR boys are coming. Kart Racer and Russell coming to try and steal some points from Talent Factory tonight. So Shane in 4th place, Kart Racer in 5th, and Russell in 6th, with Kaya 10 seconds behind them in 7th, and Bellini, Kev and Mentos fighting at the moment, although I will join the drivers to see if they're actually fighting or just checking on each other. Sparks is defending from DJ here. I wonder if Sparks picks up some damage because this is out of character. Oh, they touch. Do they touch? Sparks, whatever happened, whether he grounded the car on the curb or they touched, did a half a spin and around in curve 1. It's not going well here tonight as he's now down to 18th place. DJ getting the better of him. Pedro's in the pits for another set of softs tonight. Marlon leads by 5 seconds now from Mika. Davey, Shane, Kart Racer and Russell, your top 6. And it's looking all night like it's going to be the way of our the way of Talent Factory, who, as I mentioned before, started this race some 33 points behind NLR. It's not impossible. It's going to be very close, very tight to the line, very tight to the wire here for the boys. Very difficult to call, but at the moment, an absolute nightmare for NLR as Russell and Kart Racer negotiate who gets the lead opportunity here. They could do with a team manager to tell them who gets the lead opportunity. But Shane is half a second back from Davey. That's what half a second looks like on the main start-finish straight. But it's not really a straight, I suppose. Marlon's gap at the front, dropping to under 5 seconds for the first time for many laps now, as he tries to see this lap out with 3-lap older medium tyres. He's obviously on a gentle run out there, trying to win the race at the slowest possible speed, trying to manage the gap to the car behind, who's on younger tyres. That's Mika. But Mika has a penalty, so Marlon breathing fairly easily at the moment. 2 penalties for Talent Factory will help NLR gain points, of course. Lucas says 25 laps on hard tyres. Wow, for Sieb. Yeah, 26 now, and he'll be looking to try and get to the end of the race. We're on 97 comments for the race so far. So Alex says marginally outdated, but at the time of calculating TFR would have an 18-point advantage over NLR without penalties, but we know the penalties will affect things, so that's kind of important detail that we need to factor in and add on to the overall finish times. So we'll do our best, and if it comes to it, I'll have to do the maths myself at the end of the race to give you a provisional standings prior to any steward inquiries. Shane closes on the back of Davey, as they have done over and over through this race. Marlon managing that gap, still 4.7, 4.8 seconds at the front of this race with 6 to go now, 6 complete laps to go. Bellini is catching Kaya. It's definitely a day to be green, isn't it? Kermit the Frog said it's not easy being green, but it seems that way tonight, as Talent Factory 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 7th positions. QRT currently 1st, 9th, 10th and 13th. NLR with a bit of a drama of a race in the 5th, 6th, 15th and 18th positions, although with penalties in the latter of those we'll be factoring in later on. Then LFR 8th here, led by Bellini, with Howmin 11th. Shane and Davey are trading places once again as they lap, I think, either Pedro or DJ. And IRT currently roughly around where they started, 12th, 14th, 19th and 20th. So now Kart Racer 1/10 behind Davey, as they're in the middle sector of the lap. Not usually a place to pass, unfortunately. Just a little shout out to everyone involved in running the league. If you appreciate the action you've seen tonight, leave us a like on the video. It's still shockingly poor response from our live viewers. Come on guys, let's do it for Lesty, let's do it for Mr. BT and everyone involved in the Crown League. So Kart Racer with a good opportunity here, gets the inside run. Beautiful view as well as he goes down the inside. We've seen cars going wrong here. Oh dear, just rescuing it is the Talent Factory driver. And there was Davey just about hanging on, but Kart Racer and Russell actioning a double pass through the Curva 1. First part of the Estor Senna. And now Kart Racer in 4th and 5th. They know that the only thing they can do now is try and maximise their positions. They can't control what Erpic and Sparks score tonight, but they can sure as heck give it their best. Together they can help each other move forward in the race. Lesty says it's vital for Kart Racer to get Davey. Well, it's done. It's done already. Russell needs a 3-second gap from Davey for NLR to try and hang on to this. Now, what's happened to Marlon up front? Because Mika has gained almost a whole second since the last time we checked, and you can see Mika can see Marlon up ahead as they head towards the end of the start-finish straight. We have 3 complete laps to run as Russell gets by Kart Racer. I don't know, are they listening to me? Has Kart Racer just been given the instruction to hold up Davey by 3 seconds and let Russell get that gap and try and hang on here? One of the QRT guys says Marlon is the GOAT. He's certainly up there with Erpic. They've each had 2 completely dominant races in this final group of the final 4 races of this championship. So it's why I would love to see the two of them head to head. We haven't seen them on track head to head with each other. They've dominated alternately, but here we see then Kart Racer trying to, I think, hold up Davey if he can. But it's a very difficult challenge for him. So Marlon, 3 seconds now his lead with 2 complete laps to run as the DRS is open for these guys in the midfield fighting over 3rd place. Although with the penalties on the board for Talent Factory, they need to bring themselves as close to Mika as possible. It's all to play for. It's a cash prize for the top 3 in the championship. I believe it was £40, £20 and £5, something like that they're fighting for out here. But it's far more important to them, the bragging rights over which team is superior, and that all-important post-race graphic that they all want to share on Twitter and show who is the boss of this cohort of esports drivers. Sparks very generous, getting out of the way of everybody there on the way into SA. He knows where it's at in terms of not ruining other people's race. He knows it'll be his day, another day. Today is not that day for Sparks, but he allows everybody by very fairly, even the Talent Factory driver there at the tail of this group. Marlon's gap down to 2.4 seconds as they go into lap 34 now. Here comes Kart Racer. Sorry, here comes Russell. Oh, Russell and Shane come together on the exit of turn 1. That was questionable, should we say. Russell demoted down to P6. He might have something to say about the treatment Shane gave him on the way into turn 1. Crazy stuff. But the one thing that Shane will have is another opportunity here to fight with NLR, and Kart Racer will have got the best seat in the house to see what happened between Shane and his teammate Russell. I just can't predict what is going to occur here. Kart Racer will be pretty angered by what he saw. Of course, he'll have a biased view on it. I didn't see enough of the incident to lay down blame immediately. What has happened to Marlon? Marlon off the track! Marlon off the track, out of Yunsao. And now Mika has taken the lead with a 3-second penalty. So Marlon trying to get back up to speed. Is it a puncture? It's a puncture for Marlon. He took those tyres 1 or 2 laps too long, and it's heartbreak for Marlon, dropping down the order. This could absolutely hand the championship to Talent Factory as we start the final lap. Kart Racer is in 3rd place with 2 Talent Factory drivers ahead of him. I don't quite believe what I've just seen. Marlon dropping out of the order when everything looks clear. Now that just looks atrocious between Kart Racer and Shane. It means a lot to these drivers, but perhaps taking it too far. Another contact through Descida de Laga. I have to say, I don't like to see it. I don't want to see this as a neutral in the fight, but it looks like Talent Factory will have the provisional result tonight. Unbelievable in this final lap drama as Marlon takes himself out of the race with a puncture, taking the tyres 1 lap too far. But Shane, it's not reflecting well on your team. But what is reflecting well on the Talent Factory team is this win here on the road. Mika takes the win in Brazil. Mika with the win comfortably from Shane, and I think Davey will of course stay behind. No, he'll get Shane, and Kart Racer finally gets that 3rd place. Russell in 4th, Shane in 5th, Bellini, Kaya. Let's see if Kaya crosses the line in 7th from Kev, Mentos and Griff about to cross the line with penalties behind him. That is definitely a steward's decision for the final positioning, particularly of where Shane finishes this race, because frankly I was not impressed with what I saw of him against 2 different NLR drivers as they tried to pass. But to finish the things off, Griff in 10th, Boomy in 11th, Snipes, then Marlon, heartbreak, dropping from pole and leading down to 13th with that puncture. We can have a quick look, can we, at fastest lap goes to Halm in the LFR team. Remember, Marlon got the pole position by 7/1000ths of a second. Snipes, Marlon Erpic, Halm, DJ, Pedro, Sieb. Sparks has crossed the line with no front wing. More drama for Sparks. A night to forget, perhaps, for the young prodigy. And Patsa will finish off the race here. 1 lap down for the IRT team. A dramatic, controversial end to our championship. A tremendous race. I would have to agree, Lesty. Not necessarily tremendous in the way it finished with the inter-team battles. But yeah, that is your finishing order then. And I will try to give you a provisional result, as I think Patsa has now crossed the line overall. We've got one of those post-race safety cars, unfortunately, just delaying our provisional result to you. As you would imagine in the driver chat, lots of back and forth, should we say, lots of debate. Who would be a steward tonight? I have to say, at least we know that the stewards are neutral in the fight. But yeah, not the greatest of endings. You can't take anything away from Mika's drive, though. He managed his strategy, perhaps you could say, slightly better than Marlon, who took his tyres too far, wary as he was against the undercut. And Marlon, unfortunately, dropping down to 13th place after doing everything else right tonight. So let me try and do my best here to give you bear with me while I try my best to give you a provisional result. Bellini gets driver of the day out there. But the Mika will take the win. I don't think there'll be any argument over the Dutch driver Mika's win. It may be something of an academic exercise for me here to try and give you that that breakdown in the end. But I make a provisional finish order for the drivers. Mika Davey, kart racer; Russell, Shane, Bellini, Kaya, Kevkev, Mentos, Griff, Boomye, Snipes, Marlon, Erpic, Halm, DJ, Pedro, Sieb, Sparks and Patzer. Your finishing order, and I'll try and get you a provisional finishing order for at least Talent Factory and NLR, who were challenging there at the final positions. Can't believe we had everybody finish that race as well. Tremendous stuff from these drivers. So I make a provisional result of 287 to Talent Factory, 276 for NLR. I can't give you further than that on this broadcast, but that is how I see things provisionally, but with a potential issue for Shane and the possibility of post-race penalties for the team overall applied, as we saw a controversial end to this fantastic Brazilian Grand Prix. What a championship we've had. We will drop the final stewards results and standings in the either the description, but preferably I guess in one of the comments with a spoiler warning on this video. I hope you've been enjoying this championship. It has been an absolute belter. If you enjoyed my commentary, you can follow me on Twitter at WebORed5, where you can find the rest of my commentary output. But thanks massively to Lesty and Mr. BT, who from CPI have been running this entire league. Thanks to everybody who's taken part, and thanks especially to our audience who have been fantastic throughout and have kept me entertained, kept me interested, and brilliant stuff to everybody. You've been fantastic, and I hope to see everybody on the racetrack again sometime soon, and hopefully there'll be a second series of this Cranny League as well. From me, Webbo, from everybody involved with the Cranny League, thank you very much, and we will catch you on the next race day.